Before we do start this video, I do want to speak about our sponsor for today, and that is going to be the OneFootball app. If you want to find out what is currently going on in the World Cup when it comes to Argentina, for example, Brazil, Germany, Spain, France, any of those national teams, you can find all of that information, all of the formations, the tactics, and everything regarding that specific game or that team that you do want to follow. It is going to be found in the OneFootball app. If you do want to download the OneFootball app, you can. So there is going to be a link down below that'll take you straight to the App Store. You download the OneFootball app, you said exactly who and what you do want to follow, and then you'll be set to and done from there. It's a very easy process. You will be notified immediately and live on your phone, and it is for free. And I hope you guys do enjoy it. And even without the World Cup going on, let's say for example the World Cup is over and you still have the OneFootball app, you can still follow your favorite clubs. So maybe it could be FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester City, Liverpool, or whatever football club you do want to follow. Again, the OneFootball app will be there to cover for you 100% of the time. You guys will not be disappointed. So currently the World Cup is going on. I know that many people are paying attention to their own national teams. Like I know that there are people supporting Argentina, USA, France, Brazil, and everything, right? Everything's going great with the World Cup. There are a lot of teams that are still in here that we do support. So again, it has been great. And I know that we haven't really touched on what has been going on at FC Barcelona. I know that this is also a Barcelona channel, which is why I do want to make this video, because in the midst of all of this, in the midst of like Argentina winning and USA winning and France losing and Brazil winning and Spain winning and Germany losing or Germany tying, in the midst of all of this, there has been some things that has been going on in FC Barcelona. And so let's talk about that, right? Because Jordi Cruyff did say something to the media regarding their financial situation, and this is what he said. The situation as of today is that we cannot register players next January. Many things have changed, and the issue of finding a space for financial fair play has become more difficult. So, you know, this is something that I think that we have expected. Yes, it is going to be very difficult for us to bring in brand new players. Yes, we know that Barcelona also want to strengthen their squad for the second half of the season. We have talked about that before, because there are certain spots within our squad that are very weak. But why, right? Like, why is Barcelona struggling today? Like, why were we able to sign so many players in the summer of 2022, a few months ago, but not able to sign any players in this coming January transfer window? Like, what has changed? Why is Barcelona suffering right now? And it says here, according to eSports, that Barcelona are planning on lodging a complaint following La Liga's decision to alter the rules regarding financial fair play, which will lead to future financial levers not being taken into account. Barcelona has been planning on selling a percentage of the BLM since last summer. So this basically means that La Liga is saying, I don't care if you like pull these levers and inject more money into your club, we're not even going to count that as you becoming a healthy, financially stable club again. This is basically what La Liga has told Barcelona. So even if we do inject, let's say for example, right, I'm not saying that this is an exact number, even if we inject 350 million euros into this Barcelona squad, right, for this upcoming January transfer window, La Liga is going to say you can't add that to your account books, into your books. We're not going to count that as you bringing in income, which is why we're not going to also tell you guys to invite more players. Right, your current status is going to stay the same no matter what. And that, my friends, is just it's BS, right? Because you know, I know that La Liga wants to see us succeed. I know that they want to see our teams, like let's say for example Real Madrid, Barcelona, Athletic Madrid, succeed against the top elites. So why not do us a favor and let Barcelona sign whoever they want to sign? Like, why do you want to just continue to put down a team like FC Barcelona, right, for not being able to make signings and not being able to compete at the highest level of football? Because we need to get to that position, but the only thing that is stopping us, it is La Liga. And for some reason, it looks like La Liga is against FC Barcelona 100% of the time, which makes me believe that, again, like I'm not some sort of conspiracy theorist. I don't like talking about things like this because this is a sports channel, but things like this make me believe that they do highly favor Real Madrid. When it comes to Real Madrid, they're like, yes, buy whoever you want, buy this player, buy that player, get stronger, I don't really care. You want this player, we recommend you this player here, and blah blah blah, right? But for FC Barcelona, no, I don't even care if you inject 350 million euros, 250 million euros, you're not signing anybody, and we're not going to be changing anything on our side. right? Your current status is going to be staying the same for the next couple of months. So it does seem very unfair, which is why it's very annoying coming from La Liga, because I would assume that this league, Javier Tebas, does want to see all of his teams under his league succeed and be very strong and become powerful and become like able to compete against the top teams, right? We need to beat teams like the teams that we're going to be facing in the Europa League. We need to beat teams like Real Madrid, have a better 50-50 competition. Doesn't Javier Tebas want that? Why does he want to put down a team so bad and then uplift another one, which is Real Madrid? So this is why Jordi Cruyff did state this. He said that, we can't make any signings in this upcoming January transfer window because of financial fair play. It is because of the decision of La Liga. And there were some plans. Like Barcelona were planning on doing big things. Like, remember, this BLM movement that Barcelona were going to do and sell like about 49% of BLM, they were going to inject. And I remember there were many reports coming out like a few months ago when they said that, because they haven't sold BLM in the first place, right? But there were many reports about saying that this is worth around maybe 250 million euros if they sell 49% of the BLM. That was one of their plans. They did not do that at the end of the day, because I believe that after they made all of these signings with Koundé, Rafinha, Christensen, Lewandowski, they're like, we don't need to sell any more assets from our club. Let's just stay here. Let's reserve our funds on selling the BLM maybe later down the road if we really do need it, after assessing the squad and see how they do in the first 6 months of the season, which is why it has not been sold yet. But they were planning on doing so, right? They were planning on doing so, and of course, La Liga saying, I don't care if you sell it. We're not going to take that into account, right? We don't really care. You can sell whatever you want, but we're not going to take it into account. So, Barcelona had all of these plans, like I've said, and they were planning on injecting another 250 million euros through this sale. And as a matter of fact, they were probably even planning on bringing in Lionel Messi, something that has not been so hidden by the top executives and by the president of FC Barcelona. They have always welcomed this player to potentially return one day. And maybe they were trying to pull off a surprise, which is to bring this player in January, right? Jordi Cruyff also spoke about Messi, and he said this: Barcelona and Messi have to be together again one day. This is very, very clear. This is what he did say to Rack One. Maybe could be after the end of his professional career, but Barcelona and Messi deserve one last hug, last dance together. So again, Jordi Cruyff is continuing to say that, of course Messi and Barcelona are going to get together after his career is over, but he feels like we deserve to see Messi wear the Barcelona shirt again on the field and represent FC Barcelona one more time. Now, it's crazy to talk about this right now because, we have also seen reports about Lionel Messi going to some team in the MLS, which is Inter de Miami. They're planning on paying this player like huge, I think around 25 million euros a year, which is a lot of money. So there has been talks about him going to the MLS with Sergio Busquets and maybe even Luis Suarez in the summer of 2023. And I would find this very strange. Like I would I live in the US. To see Messi in this league would be amazing. To see him every weekend, maybe go to one of his games. When Inter Miami come visit LA Galaxy, which is where I'm from, which is Los Angeles. I'm close to Los Angeles. I don't live in Los Angeles, but I live like about 5 hours away from Los Angeles. Or he visits the Earthquakes, which is in San Jose. That's like a 2-hour drive from here. That would be great. I would be a big fan of Messi coming to the MLS because I would be able to see him. But, those are my selfish needs, my selfish wants. But I'm willing to put that aside and just talk about what I really want as a Barcelona fan, what the world does deserve, which is for Messi to go back to FC Barcelona and to compete for a Champions League trophy. That is what we want to see and what I mostly do want to see. Messi coming to the MLS can wait. Maybe he can be 37, 38 years old and then come to the MLS. I have no doubt that he will still produce master classes against the LA Galaxies, the whoever, like Philadelphia Union, Seattle, and so much more. We know that Messi could do that, but you and me know that Messi can produce high level football, like still even at the age of 35 years old. Like look what Messi has been doing at the World Cup, scoring that golazo against Mexico, putting Argentina forward, seeing how there's about an hour left before Argentina get to that third game against Poland. I have no doubt that Messi will produce another masterclass against Poland. So his level has not dropped at all, so he still has a lot of time, and hopefully in the future Barcelona can go for this player. Now here's the thing, right? If this is true, if Jordi Cruyff says what he says and this is what ends up happening, if Barcelona cannot make any signings, I think that Barcelona should at the very least try to reinforce their squad in a very minimal way financially, where it's going to not really impact them on the financial books, which is, I would say, bring in the loanees that you have put out there back in the summer of 2022. Meaning that I would like to see Nico Gonzalez return to this club, help the midfield, maybe give Sergio Busquets some rest, and then also bring in someone like a Sergino Dest back into this club. I know that he is on a 1-year loan to AC Milan, but someone like Sergino Dest would be a huge reinforcement for Xavi's FC Barcelona. Many of us probably would have never said this a few months ago, but after what we have seen with Sergino Dest playing with the U.S. men's national team, Dest does seem like he has improved defensively and offensively. And if you look at the stats on what Dest did against Iran, he had a total of 83 touches, 5 passes into the final third. Out of his 5 long balls that he has distributed, three of them were accurate. He has been dispossessed only 1 time, and then defensively, he has won 2 out of the 2 tackles that he has distributed on the field, which is 100% success rate. Had a total of 2 clearances, 1 headed clearance, and 4 recoveries. So you can see that Dest has been phenomenal for the international team that he does represent. Now, you may say, Kevin, you're being biased. You're just saying this because you are a USA fan, and of course you're going to favor Sergino Dest. But look, if you actually watch Sergino Dest, because I know that 99% of you guys do not see Dest, and you guys have not seen Dest in this World Cup, let alone at AC Milan. Dest has really been improving. I think that this player is starting to show that, yes, he is maturing. Yes, he does not lose the ball or waste balls carelessly like what we have seen at Barcelona over the past 2 years. And I think that it is time for him to come back and maybe try and move that form from the US and over to FC Barcelona. Again, it would be a great reinforcement because he does not even necessarily have to start in that defensive line. Like, we could see Koundé starting on the right back position like we have always seen in the past few months. Having Ronald Araujo and Christensen as the center back duo, seeing that Christensen is now out of the World Cup, he's going to be very healthy. He's going to come back to the second half of the season on form. Same thing with Ronald Araujo. And then also having, of course, Alejandro Valdez starting in the left back position. And the crazy thing about all of this is that if we bring in Sergino Dest and also have Jordi Alba on the bench and also have Eric Garcia on the bench and also have these other center backs on the bench, we would have another set of defenders on the bench just sitting there and waiting and knowing that they can produce a very high level of football on the field. Something that Xavi does want. Like, for example, if Alejandro Valdez gets injured, why not put a on-form Jordi Alba? Look at Jordi Alba at the Spanish, at the World Cup. He has been amazing, producing assists, being a lethal attacker in the final third. And then when it comes to like the right back position, let's say that Koundé doesn't feel well, maybe he's injured, or maybe Christensen is not good, and we move Koundé into the center back position. Just put Sergino Dest there, and then you're gonna have a great plan B. Dest has been amazing. Like, I'm telling you guys, this guy has improved his level. He looks way more secure on the ball. He has the ability to always take down 3 players, 4 players. He enjoys it. He is someone who likes to build with the other players in the midfield in order for him to get into the final third area, which is amazing. Imagine Dest moving with players like Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, and then Dembele on the right wing. Amazing, right? Dest has shown that he's also comfortable playing centrally and also on the wings. Something to like really think about, because when we talk about what areas should we strengthen, of course it has to be the right back position because Hector Bellerin has not been doing it for FC Barcelona. I have a feeling that this club, Barcelona, are going to have more favoritism on Bellerin, give him more time only because he's Spanish, but it's time to bring in Sergino Dest back if they could to this club. Because again, I understand that it's a 1-year loan. I understand that it's probably going to inflate the financial books, right? The wages. But it's going to be worth it because we need a player like him. It is mandatory. And then having Nico Gonzalez come in there and really just overall give more energy towards that midfield. And then, of course, I think that another player that we should not talking about like taking in and bring in, but also add more emphasis on Ansu Fati and have him become the Ansu Fati that we all know. Because Another position that I think we need to strengthen, it is the left wing position, mainly because Ansu Fati has not been on form. Ferran Torres is sometimes moved on the right, sometimes he's acting as a striker, and I think that what we really do need is for Ansu Fati to be on form, to be able to score about, at the very least, 1 goal every 180 minutes, which is 1 goal every 2 games, at the very least from Ansu. And if we can do that, if Ansu Fati is able to score, we can start him, and then having Ferran Torres maybe come in on the left wing position when he's tired, or maybe sometimes we can have Ferran Torres on the right wing, maybe move Dembele onto the left wing, and then do all of those things, right? If we can have 4 very, very effective wingers like Ferran Torres, Ansu, Dembele, Rafinha, that would be amazing. That Barcelona would prosper. They will prosper and they will be able to compete in all competitions moving forward. And listen, I hope that Ansu Fati comes back in great form, because right now it does not look so good for him in the World Cup. Luis Enrique, 3 days ago or 2 days ago, he did speak about Ansu Fati in the press conference, and this is what he said. Ansu Fati was the last player to enter the list. I'm delighted with what I see during the trainings. There's a lot of competition and there are 8 forwards. Unfortunately, someone will be left without being able to play. And that is my biggest worry, is that Ansu Fati does not play in this World Cup. It kind of hinders his confidence. He comes back to Barcelona and we see him back into that level that we did see him before he left to go to the World Cup. Because right now Spain is showing that they don't necessarily need someone like Ansu Fati right now at this moment, because they score so many goals. They look so lethal with Morata, Olmo, who is so capable of scoring, Ferran Torres, who's also so capable of scoring. So right now their attackers are doing the job, and there is no reason for Luis Enrique to say, I'm gonna move in Ansu Fati and take out Dani Olmo, for example, or take out Morata, for example. So again, that is my biggest worry, but I hope that Ansu Fati ends up playing so he can compete and show that he is a great player at the world stage, come back to FC Barcelona and bring in that form. So that is my talk for today's Barcelona video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. That is what's currently going on at FC Barcelona. There is that financial battle that Barcelona has to face. And if, like I've said, if Barcelona cannot bring in new players, new signings, we should focus on continuing to add more emphasis on Ansu Fati's confidence on the pitch, bring back Nico Gonzalez, something that has been talked about by Jorge Mendes and Joan Laporta, and also bring back Sergino, Dest, and reinforce overall this team. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.